Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see you guys. If you're here, say hi in the chat. If you're watching the replay, say hi so I can say hello later. Well, welcome back to my channel. I am Teacher Kasie, if you haven't met me yet, and I'm so excited you're here today because we have a special guest joining us, children's author John Doriot. Did I say your last name correct?
It's Doriot. So it's this thing of
Doriot.
cookie, the Oreo,
Okay.
you put a D in front of it.
Oh, that works. I should have asked
Yeah, it's all
beforehand.
right. It's not the
So,
first time that's happened.
oh, I'm sure. So, John is the creative heart behind the Oreo and Joan stories, beautiful, heartfelt books inspired by his granddaughter and their beloved dog Oreo. And he is also the author of Doozy, which is a charming story about learning to listen. And as a teacher, I think those lessons are very important. Um, so we're going to chat about his inspiration, his writing journey, and the messages behind his book. So grab your coffee or your tea, hop in the chat, and let's give a warm welcome to John.
Thank
Hi,
you,
John.
Casey.
Yeah,
Hi.
thanks for coming.
Yep. I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, I'm glad you could make it. Our friend Melissa, if you've been on my channel for a while, Melissa's come on a few times and she introduced us so that we could get John's books out to all of you. So could you
Melissa is a whirlwind.
She's amazing.
Yes, yes, she is.
So could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start writing children's books?
I can. Actually, I've wanted to be a writer ever since I was in the second grade, and my father read to me my first Dr. Seuss book,
Oh
and
yeah.
and from that point forward, I wanted to be Dr. Seuss. And later, my father was a big reader. In fact, if TV had never been invented, he'd have been perfectly fine reading books the rest of his life.
Oh.
Um, so he got me involved with a lot of books. He loved science fiction and introduced me to Edgar Allan Poe
Oh.
in the fourth grade. And when I read his books and poetry, I wanted to be Edgar Allan Poe. And so that's continued on in my life as a writer. So I write for children and I also write for adult, and some of the adult fiction is based upon Poe's influence, and certainly the children's fiction is based upon Dr. Seuss's influence.
Oh, okay. That's great. So, okay, I gotta find my notes here. I'm kind of going back and forth. So I know Oreo and Joan are special characters. Can you share who they are in real life and how they inspired your stories?
Sure. Oreo was a rescue dog. I saw her in an advertisement in the paper approximately 15 years ago.
Oh.
And she was at the Tractor Supply Company. They were having rescue dogs there, and her name was Oreo, and my last name is Dorio. And so went to my wife. I said, "That's Oreo Dorio." I said, "That has to be my
That's
dog." So I went down there, and we just, she's the people said she's not really, as most rescue dogs are. They're not really good. I mean, they're not. They're sort of adverse to coming up to people, but she came right up to me, and
Oh.
she's been a part of me ever since we've been together. So it's almost been 15 years.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, she'll be 15 next year. And then Joan is my first grandchild. She's 3.5. And
Oh.
as most grandparents will say, they're the most beautiful grandchild they've ever had seen in your
Yeah.
life. So, the same way. In fact, I wrote, if we have, I wrote a poem about the first time I met. I held her in my hands,
Oh.
and I also wrote a poem about the first time I saw Oreo. If you want to hear them,
Sure. Yeah, we'd love that.
okay. The Oreo poem is called "A Tractor Supply Ad." She is a rescue dog who had no home. She is black and white, like the cookie that shares her name. She is a mutt, part beagle and part of my heart. She does
Oh.
a puppy dance when she knows we're going for a walk. She chews her food with glee like a young child learning how to eat, but she is old now. We have grown old together, and every day is made better with her. She is just a dog. That statement is fiction. There's no such animals that is just a dog.
Hmm. I have
Um,
two rescue pups too. Love it.
hmm?
I said I have two rescue pups too. I love
This
them.
is called First Time.
Okay.
And it was the first time I held Joan in my hands.
Oh.
I hold a star in my hand, no easy feat for any man. My heart it glows and blurs my eyes when I hold the sparkling sky. It is a blessing to hold a star before it goes away too far. The smile it gives to wrinkled hands gives pleasure to all who understand. I will forever hold it dear for as long as star and I are near. And when time fades, I will not cry, for I held a star beneath my eyes.
Aw. I didn't know I was gonna get sappy today. You're gonna make me all sappy. Oh, that's sweet. Well,
Yeah,
thanks for sharing those with us.
yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, I'm a grandma too, and it's amazing. It's so different and hard to explain, but I am loving it. So,
Yeah, they are certainly a gift from heaven.
yeah. So, how many books are currently in the Oreo collection? And do you
There
have
are five in the
okay?
Oreo collection. The latest one came out this year, and that's Oreo and Joan Find Their Way Home.
Okay.
And I started writing. The first one was probably I started writing professional. Like I've been writing all my entire life. I've been
Hmm.
writing children's books my whole life, but successfully not until I turned and retired and started writing professionally in 2017 and
Okay.
started having a lot of success with Doozy was my first book. And then I don't know, if my son or my wife said, "Why don't you write about Oreo?" And then they just started flowing. And
Oh.
so, Oh, Where'd You Go, Oreo was the first book, and that's about Oreo when she was a puppy, puppy-ish. She was, I think she was probably about 7 months old when we got her. But when she was young, she would run off, and I wouldn't know where she would go, and so I wrote a book called "Where'd You Go, Oreo?"
Yeah.
And every one of them has a little theme to it. We can go into that or not. I mean, we only got so much time, but
No, I told you some of my lives go really long. I can't help but talking about all the books and everything. I love it. But I do want to know, do you have a favorite among your Oreo books?
yeah, I saw that question, and I said, I get to ask that a lot,
Yeah.
and the answer is no, not a favorite. There are aspects of them that I like in each
Hmm.
one of them, but I can't. It's like asking if who's your favorite child.
Right.
And maybe
I wish
parents can
Alyssa
do
has a
that.
favorite book.
But I can't with the book.
Yeah.
There's, a dog I know, Oreo, is really interesting in the fact that it was created from an interaction with a little girl in my neighborhood. She was about 5 or 6 years old. She was petting Oreo one day, and Oreo has a little benign cyst on the top of her head, and she
Mhm.
petted Oreo's head, and she looked at me and she goes, "Your dog has a bump on her head." I said, "That's not a bump. That's part of her unicorn horn." And her eyes got real big, and she said, "There's no
Oh,
such thing as unicorns." I said, "In the world of books, they are very
uh,
real." And she just
yeah.
got real amazed. And so I immediately went home, sat down, and basically wrote that book in probably about 30 minutes.
Oh, so a
So
puppy
it's all
tells.
about her bump on her head and it being part of a
Yeah.
unicorn and everything. So,
Oh, hi, Mary. Thanks for coming. Mary said Oreo is a great name for a puppy. A puppy tail sounds
well,
like
she
so
looks
much
like an
fun.
Oreo. She's black and white. And like I
Yeah.
said, I didn't even name her. That was her name that was her name. And
Oh,
so, but it's a perfect
and
name.
yeah. And hi, Mary. Hi, Sadie. Thanks for coming. We have three people here. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know if you're here, where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions for John, put those in the chat box as well, please. So, okay, let's see. Each title seems to have a heartwarming message. What lesson lessons or emotions do you hope readers take away from these stories?
Um, I hope they see in my books a love for family,
Hmm.
a love for animals, a love for nature, because within nature, I see God. I mean, God is part of nature to me. I mean, it's part of my faith, and I enjoy being out in nature, and I'm able to commune and talk and
Hmm.
work things out. And I hope they have fun.
Yeah.
You want to read, especially as a young child, you want to read books that are fun. And my Oreo books are fun, and I knew I could take some. I knew I could. They're written all in poetry. They're for early readers. They're
Okay.
250 words. They rhyme. By the time that you go with over it with the child, they're reading it back, words back to you the second time through. And
Love it.
it's a fun book. The pictures are very unique.
Hmm.
You won't. I don't think I've seen them in another children's book. And all I did was take pictures of Oreo out in the woods and put them through an app, and it converts them into that image that looks like an illustration, and
Yeah,
they're very unique.
that's great. Um, oh, Melissa said she can't figure out the comments. You know, that happened to me the other day when I was on someone else's live and I had to go under the video and click something. I think it was live chat or something, but yeah, it did it to me the other day too. I wonder if Sadie's is having trouble too. Mary said, I love how the bump turned into a unicorn bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cute. So just so you know, they're a little bit delayed because when it goes from Zoom to YouTube, so we get their reactions and stuff a little bit after we talk about it. So sometimes I have to go back. Let's see. Oh, I like this question. The bond between a pet and a child is such a beautiful thing, which, I love animals and pets and so I love seeing the animals and the kids. And how do your books capture that relationship?
Um, Actually, Oreo truly is part of me. She is a part of my soul, and um, that has been that way from day one. She knows when I'm not feeling well, and
Mm,
she'll come over and um, try and make me feel better, and she always does. And it's like if I'm sick, she's sick. If I'm happy, she's happy. I mean, it's just she's a part of me.
yeah.
And Joan and Oreo, Joan has her own dog at her house too,
Okay.
Rosie. So
Oops.
and she likes animals. She likes animals too, and she likes Oreo.
Good.
So and Oreo loves being around people. She's not another. She doesn't like being around other dogs,
Mm,
but she loves people. She loves children. Some of it stems from, I think she liked dogs a lot better, and I don't want to take this into the wrong direction, but she was attacked about 4 years ago by
mm,
another dog, and
yeah.
I almost lost her. And so she's
Oof.
pretty fearful about dogs right
Yeah.
now. So she just doesn't like to be around them.
And she probably should be. I mean,
Yeah.
if she's had
Yeah.
a bad experience then. Oh, poor Oreo. Right, so one of the books I wanted to talk about was Oreo and Joan Find Their Way Home. Could you give us a quick overview of the story?
Well, they both like walking in the woods,
Mhm.
and my wife said, "I want you to make a book with Oreo and Joan." And so, over the next 3 or 4 months, we tried to pose them in the right. I had the story in mind that they would go walking through the woods, that they would get lost, and Oreo would find the way home. And so we
Yeah.
just had to. Um, Usually, what ends up happening is I write the book before, and then we just go out and try and create the pictures
Hmm.
to match the what I've written.
Yeah.
And so that took several months in getting Joan and Oreo together and getting the right picture. And um, so but that's how all that happens.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I've never heard of that before using, I mean, I've heard of using the app to make the illustrations, but never for a whole book or two or five. So, how did Joan react to seeing herself in a book? Does she get it?
Joan loves to see herself in
Little ones do.
on Facebook and
Hmm.
in the book. Yeah, she loves it. She
Yeah.
loves to see
Oh,
herself.
the kids do. I'm just checking the chat really quick. That sounds like so much fun. Oh, what app? Mary wants to know if you can tell her what app you've used.
It's called Clips to Comics.
Oh, okay. Her son has written a book when he was younger, and I have that book. So, one or
How old
two
was he
books,
when he
I
wrote the
think.
book?
Oh, Mary, how old was Gabriel when he wrote that book? They were doing unschooling, so they kind of camped out a lot and watched the bears. So that's how,
Oh
yeah. So
wow.
she'll hear our comment in a minute and she'll probably, I know she has to go soon, but super thankful that you guys are all here. Let's see. What's been the most meaningful reaction you've received from readers?
Um, that's been the feedback that I've gotten from people that have gotten my book. I've
Mhm.
had many um, parents send me Facebook pictures of them, of the child reading the book.
Aw.
I've had a many texts where they say their grandchild, the first thing they do is say, read me the Doozy book or read me the Oreo book as soon as they get to their house,
Aw.
even though they've read it to them already a dozen times.
Right.
I've even had one great grandmother. She brought her great grandchild to a books reading um, when I was doing one in Bristol, Tennessee, as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
And she brought her back. I was there just about 2 weeks ago. She brought her back. She was now 2 years old, and she loves Oreo. She loves the books. She has a picture of Oreo and her great granddaughter on the wall in her house. And I went, wow,
Oh, cute.
that's pretty amazing. And the
Yes.
fact that they enjoy the book so much, I mean,
Yeah.
um, that gives me a great amount of pleasure.
Aw. So you mentioned that Doozy was actually your first children's book?
It was, yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about that story?
Um, well, I always, idioms are a really good place to start with a story. They trigger my mind to go in, usually in a different direction than what the idiom is about. So
Hmm.
you've always heard the idiom doozy of a story. Well, I had that in the back of my mind, doozy of a story. And I always enjoyed as when I was young going to my grandparents' house, and my grandfather would tell stories. And so it's about a young girl goes to her grandparents' house, sits down on her grandfather's lap, and he tells her the story about a girl named Doozy and her dog Smoke. And Doozy is a girl that loves to play out in the woods and loves to play with her friends. And they go down to the pond. It's in summer, and they spend all summer out there at the pond having fun. But her mother says you need to come home before dark, and she doesn't. She always somehow forgets to come home before dark. And so I was releasing the book around October, and so I wanted to add a little Octoberish theme to it. So as she goes through the woods, they're dark, and she meets an owl, and the owl is she interacts with the owl, and the owl will issue an idiom like um, the shoe is about to drop, or the you need to get home before the shoe begin about to drop, or you better get home because your parents are on the edge of their seat. And so Doozy
Mhm.
goes home, and something happens, like her father falls into the bookshelf, the shoe, and one of the little bronze shoes falls off the top of the shelf, and Doozy immediately thinks, "Oh my goodness, the owl is, telling truth." And
All right.
and so she goes through three of those iterations of the owl telling her, you need to get home before this happens. And Doozy sees those three things happens, and she says, tells her parents, "I'm sorry, I'll never stay out late again. I'll make sure that I come home on time." So the book was written to do two things. One is to, and I've had teachers tell me this, it teaches children the difference between figurative and literal language.
Hmm.
And then also it teaches children, listen to your parents and do what they say. So,
Yeah.
and
Great
that,
lessons.
it's not written, it's not a scary, scary book. The illustrator did a really good job. I mean, the owl looks kind of scary, I guess, for for a really young child, but it's
It's
the
not.
stories are fun, so it's not
Yeah.
something that I think would scare any child. I think they would have fun with it. So
Yeah. But it's a great one for October and
yeah,
November. I mean, we're in, still in the fall over here.
and actually, it's going to be my first. It was supposed to be done this weekend, but I haven't heard it. But it's supposed to be my first audio book, so it's
Oh,
coming out
okay.
in audio.
Fun.
It was supposed to be out this weekend, but I haven't heard from the person doing it. So hopefully it'll be out soon.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. All right, so let's talk about your writing journey. So, like I had sent you some questions. You clearly write with your heart. I love the lessons and the stories that you're telling. So, what does your writing process look like?
It's different. Poetry comes to me from experiences, whether they're something I see outside when walking in the woods.
Hmm.
Oreo and I walk every morning in the woods. That's our daily routine is to do our walk. And I may see something out there that prompts a poem, and I always have my phone with me, so I'll make notes I'm walking, and I'll come home, and it may take me 30 minutes or an hour, and I'll have a poem written.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes bigger poems take a little bit longer, but usually the poem's written in 30 minutes to an hour, and it's usually, like I said, it is experience, and it impacts me so emotionally, or it's so beautiful, or so some
Yeah.
aspect of nature, or of God's beauty, or something. It's just immediately I can put the words down on paper. Short
Nice.
stories take a little bit longer. I have an idea for a short story. In fact, I have a whole folder of what if ideas that I can just go to and pull up and start writing short stories. The books, the Oreo books came to me just pretty much. I had the idea for the book, and maybe and within 3 to 5 days, maybe a week, I had the book written. And I might go
Wow.
back and change a few words or so, but not much
Yeah.
changed. Adult books usually stem from one particular idea, and then somehow I can't explain it. I'll sit down to write, and it just starts flowing.
Oh, nice.
People say, you ever have writer's
Writer's
block?
block.
And
Yeah.
I go, I wish I did have writer's block.
You can't turn it off.
But yeah, I wish I could turn it off, but it will not turn off. So they just flow.
Wow.
And sometimes what's really, really fun as a writer is to be writing a story, especially a long novel or a short story. And all of a sudden, you're off in a direction you never intended to,
Hmm.
and it just happened. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't explain it how it happens. And there are characters in the story that had no intention of that character was never in my mind to begin with, but suddenly they said they're going to become a character in that book, and they became a character in that book. So
Hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So are there any new books or projects you're working on now? Sounds
There is
like
a
many.
yes, there is a new children's book coming out.
Oh,
It's called Mumbo Jumbo.
okay.
It's already written. It's also based upon idioms, and what I did was take a list of all, there's just so many. There's hundreds of idioms, but idioms like ants in your pants,
Hmm.
um, forget the rest of them. But I won't dwell on it. But what I did was take those, and I have this one will be illustrated by an illustrator, a famous uh, artist here in Augusta. I won't mention her name yet, but she will. She's very well known.
Great.
And I'm so excited to have her as part of the process. And she's already shown me some pictures. It happens to be Joan and Oreo are the two main characters in the
Okay.
book. Joan is telling the story
Oh.
of what she calls mumbo jumbo, and it's adults speaking in this language she doesn't understand because when they hear words like "ants in your pants," children take it literally. They
Yeah.
don't know that you're speaking figuratively, and so
Right.
Joan is going, well, what do they mean by I wouldn't want ants in my pants. And so she's
Yeah.
going through that process, and then she goes, Mom, why is there ants in the child's pants? And her mom explains to Joan what she means by ants in her pants. And she goes, oh, well, that makes me feel better. And she goes, that's just more adult mumbo jumbo. And that goes through, each till about 7 or 8 of those idioms. And
Oh,
they're made
fun.
to, the book is made to make the child and adult laugh and
Yeah.
have a lot of fun as they read the book. And also
Melissa,
learn a little bit about figurative and literal language again.
yeah, Melissa said she's read it and she loves it.
Uh, Thanks, Melissa.
Super fun. Oh, I can't wait. So, what do you think? If Oreo could talk, what do you think she'd say about being the star of so many stories?
Well, Oreo does talk. And in fact, I wrote a book called What Would Oreo Say If She Could Talk Today?
Hmm.
And she I asked the questions first. What would she talk about? Would she talk about the walks in the woods? Would she talk about me?
Hmm.
And then I say, dogs do talk in their own unique way. They tell us when they're feeling happy because they're wagging their
Hmm.
tail.
Yeah.
They tell us when they're feeling sad or scared or not well because they tuck their tail.
Yeah. Can you hear
Uh,
mine at this moment? Have you been hearing him? Please tell me you guys have not heard him.
what's that?
I said, have you been hearing my dog whining?
No, I have not. I have not. I have not.
He's telling me he is sad because I locked him downstairs because he had surgery. So he's not allowed to come upstairs with me right now. So he is
Yeah,
not happy.
yeah. You told me that. And is he doing better? Right?
He's doing great, but he's still, the doctor said no stairs for 4 more weeks. So
Oh, okay.
I blocked off the stairs right now. So he's a little bit mad at me. So
Yeah,
he's
and
been,
I've been through that process, and it's so tough on us.
yeah. So he's talking.
But they talk. And I think Oreo would just say she's happy to
Yeah.
be a part of our life, and
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. I just would not know what it would be like to not have her in my life.
Yeah. Oh, she sounds like such a cool dog. Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who's always dreamed of writing a children's book but hasn't started yet?
Do it.
Just do
Sit down
it.
and just put some thoughts down on paper and think about what you want to write about and sit down and start writing. um, you're going to make mistakes. I look at books that I wrote 8 years ago, and I'll read a start reading the first page, and I'm going, I would rewrite that entire first page just because of you know we grow. We
Yeah.
grow in whatever we're doing, whether it's writing or whether it's art or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The more we do, the better we get at it. Usually,
Yeah.
hopefully, I've gotten better as I've written, and but for new authors, there's so many venues now for them to become successful.
Hmm.
Melissa, I mean, it's just like I said, it was amazing with her GoFundMe thing she did for her latest books.
Yeah, the Kickstarter.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I would have never have thought to do anything like that. But I'm not sure Melissa's of this. I'm not sure she's of this planet. I think she's from another planet. Um, because she does so. I mean, she's just doing so much, and she's so
Mhm.
creative.
Yeah.
But like I said, just sit down and write. That it'll and it'll there's a story in everybody. There's probably more than one. You just got to sit down and start doing it. Because if you don't start it, of course, you're never going to get it done.
Yeah.
So just start writing and see what happens.
Yeah. So I have a little lightning round that I've been trying to do with all the authors now, but it's never been a lightning round because I end up talking too much.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try. What is your favorite snack while writing?
I don't eat it all ever right when I'm writing.
No?
I write in the morning for 3 or 4 hours. I might have a little tea, but
Hmm.
I don't write. I don't eat it at all while I'm writing. So
Okay.
no
What
snacks.
about favorite book as a kid?
Eat, um, um, green eggs and ham.
Oh, me too.
Um,
And the
and
pokey little
then
puppy.
and then a little bit later, the Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Coffee or tea?
tea decaffeinated.
Oh, I'm coffee all the way. That's my only that's my only thing. Alrighty. So, John, where can readers find your books and follow your work?
Locally, they're at the Book Tavern downtown. The Mars Museum gift shop has them.
Okay.
Um, Books on Main in McCormick has them. The children's books are not at these other two places, but my adult poetry is at Sacred Heart Cultural Center and oh I've forgotten.
We can always put it in the description box later. I did.
But they're also they're on Amazon
Mhm.
and it's funny they're on once they're on Amazon they seem to just somehow end up on Barnes and Noble and any other place where you find books you'll find my I mean if you Googled
Nice.
me you'd find
Mhm.
my you'll find my books everywhere and
Yeah.
I don't know how they got there but they're there.
I did put a link in the description box below. It's an Amazon link. And I did add your website to the
Yes, I was
description
going to say,
box.
and then of course my website, doriobooks.com. And
Great.
that used to be two websites, and I merged it into one. And the very first page is a picture of Oreo writing at the computer, and it says if you want children's books, go this direction. If you want adult fiction, go in this direction.
Great. All right. Well, John, thank you so much for joining me today. I loved hearing all about Oreo, Joan, and your storytelling journey. I need to go get those books. I have not read, in full transparency, I have not read his books yet, but I need to get to them. Um,
I can make that happen, Casey.
I'm excited. I love books that have lessons, and I'm a teacher and spreading the word about all of those. So I'm definitely going to do a deep dive into his books and see what we can come up with. To help all the teacher friends out there. So, yeah.
Great, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So.
So, friends, if you enjoyed the chat today, make sure to go check out his books. Especially, I want to go read the Oreo and Joan books first because just who doesn't love a little kid and their pet?
Oreo and Joan is you'll like that book. It's a neat little book, and
I
the
can't wait.
pictures of Joan are just we like. It took months, but we got the right picture.
I can imagine.
So yeah, it's a fun book.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. And until next time, keep inspiring those little learners and celebrating the joy of stories. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Thanks,
Bye
John.
bye. Thank
Bye.
you.